All right. Once again, all we're doing is simplifying polynomials that are being added or subtracted. These two polynomials are being subtracted. Here's the thing. It's basically the first two steps. It's distribute and combine like terms. What do I mean by distribute? How is it distribute, do you say? Because we have parentheses, which mean multiplication. There's a 1 out there, and there's a negative 1 there. 1 times anything is just itself. 1 times 4k is 4k to the third. 1 times k to the fourth is k to the fourth. 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. You don't need to do anything to these. All you have to do is rewrite them. And you can throw that 1 in front. I did nothing with them. Does everybody see that? The only thing I did was knock the parentheses off because 1 is the identity property of multiplication, which means if I multiply it by 1, it all stays the same. Nothing changed. However, negative 1 is different. If I take negative 1 times 2, I get negative 2. Some of you just been putting 2 down and then changing the other 2. Every single number on the inside will change its sign because that's the property of negative 1. It's the opposite property of multiplication. It will change each one of these to the opposite one. Negative 1 times negative 2k to the third is positive 2k to the third. All I'm doing is just changing it. Change this one to negative. You can put the 1 in front. 2 became negative 2. Negative 2 became 2. 1 became negative 1. That's just on that part. Does everybody see that? All of those changed because of that negative. On this part, none of them changed because we have 1. Yes. Or where did I put 3 at? 4k. Oh, it's 2. Top. You mean the exponent. Okay, thank you. I was more worried about getting my point across about doing this the right way. All right, now, clearly make a box, clearly make a circle, clearly make a line. So we start with our highest one, and it happens to be 4s. The fourth power is higher than the third power, than the second power, the first power. So I'm going to make a box over the top of them, including the plus. Then over this one, including the negative. Do not put your line through the negative. It'll look like a plus. Trust me, I've seen it. Do you see how sharp I made these boxes? I'm not in a hurry. You don't want your boxes to look like circles. Now I go to 3s. Do I have any 3s? Yep, I have one right there, don't I? I'm going to make it a nice circle so it doesn't look like my boxes. Then I go to my 2s. Well, I don't have any 2s. Go ahead and underline it. But I do have, I have no just regular k's, but I have no variable, which are these 2 right here. All I did was put like terms together. K to the fourth I put together. K to the third by itself. K to the second by itself. No k's together. I just made whatever I needed to get to this. Now, what am I going to do? Add squares to squares or k4s to k4s. 1 plus negative 1 or just 1 minus 1, those are gone, guys. They're 0. 0 times k to the fourth is 0. We don't need to write it down. There's nothing we're going to add to that 2k to the third, so we just bring it down. There's nothing we're going to add to this 4k to the second. Well, we need to put a plus there because it's positive. We do need to add these 2 together. Negative 3 plus negative 2, negative 5. This up here better match what you're doing down here. If it doesn't, not accepting it. Easy one. There's a 1 out here, there's a 1 out here. Do I change anything on these guys? No, it's 6x minus 4 minus 7x to the fourth. Don't put just 6x down. You have to put a plus in there. Otherwise, it's multiplication. Minus 8 minus 2x to the fourth. And yes, do I want you to redraw it without the parentheses? Yes. If you don't, I'm not accepting it. These are 1s. You just keep them the same. It's the process. I want you to get used to the process and not cut corners. If you were mathematicians and you wanted to cut corners, say la vie, go ahead. But I'm not a mathematician. I do this. So now, I always want to start with my upper numbers, which are the x to the fourths. Make sure that you go and make a clean box, and make sure that you're not going through your negatives, guys. When you do like negative 2x to the third and you make a box and you go through it, that looks like a plus. Or if it was a plus and you go through it, it looks like a negative. So don't go through it. No x's to the third, no x's to the second. We do have some x's in there. I'm going to make sure it's a clean circle. Make sure you take your plus or minus with it. And then we have no x's here and here. So what do? We add this one and this one together because they both have x to the fourth. Negative 7 plus negative 2, negative 9x to the fourth. Then we're going to add this one and this one together. 6 plus 6 is 12x. And then add this one and this one, which is negative 12. Negative 4 plus negative 8, negative 12. We distributed. We didn't have to change anything because that's a 1, that's a 1. Put a square around our x to the fourths, put a circle around our x's, and underline the negative, or just the no x's. We added like terms together, and this is what we got. All right, so once again, there is a 1 out front of there, but 1 times anything is itself, so everything inside this parenthesis, you just rewrite. Okay, so all I did is rewrite it. Why? Well, that's a 2. Did it again. We just rewrote it. Exactly it is, because 1 times anything is itself. Now, however, if we look right here, this is minus all of this. So that's basically the same as multiplying each one of these by negative 1, which all it does is change its sign. Negative 1 times 6, negative 6. Negative 1 times negative 2, positive 2. End of the third. All I did was change their signs. Make sure you change the first one. Same thing here. That negative in front of this entire parenthesis says the opposite of each one of these. If this is a plus 6, this should be a negative 6. If this is a positive 8, it should be a negative 8n squared. All I did was change its signs because I am, in essence, distributing. The 1 means identity. Negative 1 means opposite. So all I did was change their signs. This is a lot of stuff here, so we're going to go through this. I'm going to start with the 4. I believe the only 4 is this one. Our 3's, we have a 3 right here. And I can put a 1 in front and a 3 right here. Make sure that you're nice and easy going. Make sure your sign is there. 2's, end of the 2's right there. There's no end of the 1's. And then we have no ends. So we're just combining end of the thirds, end of the seconds, no ends, and we don't have anything to combine with that one. That's okay. We just find different ways to identify them. 5n to the fourth. We don't have another one, so it's just negative 5n to the fourth. We go to the next lowest one. So n4, we go down, n3. Negative 1 plus 2 is 1 n to the third. You can drop the 1 if you want. So we've done that one, we've done that one, we've done that one. 2 minus 8, because these are n2's. So 2 minus 8, negative 6n squared. Done that one, done that one. Negative 6 plus negative 6, right here. Negative 12. That's how we got there. What you do here must match what you have here. I get it. You can just put numbers down, randomly circle crap, and then throw the answer down. But if what you did here does not match what you have here, not taking it. All right, let's look at number 4. Does anybody have a question about the last one? All right, once again, there's a 1 out here, so I don't need to change anything. 6m to the second power minus 8m to the fourth power plus 8m, and you could leave that to the first power, whatever you want. Nothing we needed to change there because it's a 1. This one is a negative 1. Does everybody see that? Each one of these need to change. That 6 is going to become negative 6. That 4 is going to become positive 4m to the fourth. Make sure that you change that first one. Do we need to change anything in this one? No, it's a positive 1. So, but one thing that we want to do, don't put just 8m. Make sure you put a plus in there. And then it's still negative 4m to the second. We left them, we changed them, we left them. Start with our 4s, our m to the 4s. Right here is 1. And right here is 1. M to the seconds, because we don't have a third. Our m's and our no m. Just go in descending order until you find them. I always go box, circle, line, squiggly. Just helps. You want to do your own format. You want to do lines first. You want to do squigglies second, and then boxes and circles. I don't care. Just make sure that we always start with the higher number, whichever one you want to do. I don't recommend triangles. It's too hard. You can't make them big enough. Let's see, here we go. We add our like terms, our m to the fourth. We add those together. Negative 8 plus 4, negative 4m to the fourth. We're not adding the m's together because this is addition, not multiplication. If it's multiplication, we'd add the m's together. Okay, those two are gone. M's to the second. 6 minus 4 or 6 plus negative 4, either way, it's going to come out the same answer, is plus 2m to the second. We did those two. 8 plus 8, 16m. We did those two. And nothing to add that to, right? So if nothing added to, just bring it down as it sits. That's how we come to the answer. All right, you guys at home, if you have any questions, see me at 1:50 or text me and we'll figure out a time to get together if I can.